was looking back at some of my older videos and I realized that my office has completely changed since the last time I gave you a tour. And a lot of you have asked me how I organize all of my crafty supplies. As you can see back here, I've got my cardstock, my ink pads and my markers and my re-inkers, along with a lot of other stuff. So today I thought I'd take you on an updated office tour. Let's get started. All right, we're gonna start on the grand tour. Not promising I'm opening every drawer and showing you every nook and cranny, but you'll get the gist of how I organize my crafty stash. So here is the main area for all the important supplies, including my handy dandy dustbuster on the bottom left there. I store all of my papers in 8.5, they're all 8.5 by 11. They're stored in 12 by 12 Stampin' Storage boxes that are created, handmade by Stampin' Storage. They are housed in Calyx IKEA shelving units. Next to that is where I keep my markers, ink pads, and re-inkers together. They are organized by color family according to the way Stampin' Up! Sorts their colors. And then you can see towards the bottom, I have some extra pads like Versamark pads, Stays On, White Craft, and my Memento. Below that, on the left, I have my Stampin' Blends, which are Stampin' Up's alcohol markers, like Copic markers. And then I have an extra mini tray for the current ink colors. So on the bottom are the older set of ink colors, and on the top are the brand new ones. To the right of that are all of my 6x6 and 12x12 papers. So let me show you. These papers are all also stored. I think this is a, hang on, let me get one. This is an empty one. Are all stored in Stampin' Storage's 12x12 paper holders. They have, doing this with one hand, an opening on one side and a little lip. So if you're storing them flat, it's easy to get into it because you have that little lip, but you also have this handy little tab here that you can add something to depending on what you need to do. I don't have a ton of 12x12 papers, so I usually just kind of flip through them. And then for my 6x6 papers, if you have purchased dies from Stampin' Up, they usually come in these larger 6x6. If it's a big set of dies, it'll come in this bigger than 6x6. I think this is probably 6.5 by 6.5, and it's got a flap up here to close on this slot. So I cut off the flap and then I put my 6x6 papers in here. This is Marvelous. It's a discontinued paper, but I still keep it for trying out things and sending non-Stampin' Up! Cards to people. But the rest of my 6x6 papers are all stored in here. So for example, what's this one? Oh yeah, this is the current teacup or cup of tea paper that matches the cup of tea bundle. So that's how I store these. And then this is just a Stampin' Up! Magazine holder that I got at an event. I'm gonna go back where I was. I think it's a better angle for you guys. So then below the Stampin' Blends and the ink colors are all of my punches, and you'll see some of the punches have little pink dots on them. That pink dot just means it's discontinued. I haven't decided to sell it yet, so I'm keeping it, but I just want to remind myself that it is discontinued. If you're ever curious about discontinued items that I have for sale, except for once a year, which is already past, I always have things on eBay, and there is a link on my website to get there, and I will leave a link below this video as well. Then to the right is the Stampin' Storage ribbon holder designed for the IKEA shelves. And even though I'm not taking advantage of storing lots and lots of ribbon in there right now, I do have plenty of space to add more. And I think what's really great about this holder is each shelf has this little magnetic ending stopper, and it goes right there. There's on the other side of this, there's a strip of metal, and it just makes it so you can either divide up your ribbons or just kind of stack them together. You can see there's one missing from here right now, but that's how they would go. And then they don't fall over, which is kind of handy. And then these guys are just little things from Target, and they have more of the spools of metallic ribbons and linen thread and baker's twine that don't come on the big spools like over to the right. Oh, sorry, over to the left. All right, now these are a mess, but I will show you what's in here. This one just has extra storage stuff that I'm not using right now. This is the end of a ring light that I'm not using all the time. And then this one has lots of some retired product that I just didn't want to part with yet. Some Halloween stuff and other seasons in there that I use for photography. So that's what that one's for. These bins that I got, these are all from Amazon. Over here we have just some storage, and then we get into the other area that I use the most. This is my big shot area, along with my scan and cut that I use. Now, I will tell you, when I use the scan and cut, I move it to a different table, and I'll show you that in just a minute, but it does stay there when it's not in use. And then that's the color printer that I have, again, with a few more photography, what do I want to call those? Well, they're flowers, but they're photography extras for when I need to put anything in. So what do I have here? I have the Tim Holtz Vagabond, which I use because it's electric and it helps me with my arthritis. I have the mini Stampin' Cut Emboss machine from Stampin' Up. These are all of my embossing folders, and then my dies that don't go in a bundle. I think if you've seen any of my videos, you'll see that I store dies that go with bundles in the stamp containers. We'll get to those in a minute. Here, I just have a bunch of cards that I need to send out, and then my scan and cut machine and my printer. Then below that, I have 4 drawers. So these two drawers take up the same amount of space as one of the bins that I just showed you over to the left there. So this is where I store my stamps. These are the current and discontinued, but I don't want to part with them yet stamps. So they again have dots on them to let me know that they are discontinued, or in this case, these 3 were returning. That's what the green means. They were in last year's holiday catalog, and they are also in this year's holiday catalog, but they took a little hiatus. They're separated by annual catalog here and the January to June one here, unless they have a dot. It just helps me separate the annual catalog stuff and the mini catalog stuff. And then to the right of that are more things, tools. There's cutters, there's my envelope board and other masks and stencils behind that. Over here, I have my extra long die cut machine platforms and acrylic mats, along with just some miscellaneous items. Same with the stuff on the bottom. That's some thicker printer paper that I just keep there. So I'm down here right now. Sorry, that's going to change the focus, but it'll come back. Then to the left, I just have a bunch of planner stuff in there, nothing Stampin' Up worthy. In this one, I do have some crafty stuff in here. I have my laminating machine. I have all of my pencils and my watercolor paper. I have baby wipes. There is wax paper and press and seal below that. So this is just kind of a hodgepodge of things. And then this one is where I keep the pouches for the laminating machine. Don't ask me why they're separated. That's an electric stapler down there with a big cord. And then I have all my embossing powders in here. It looks like they got tossed around a little last time, which is why the black is upside down. But I keep them all in those little containers. Over here, these are just retired products that are currently listed on eBay. The bottom bin is just my active projects bin. And then on top of that, I use that to stage some cards. And those are just printer cartridges that need to be used whenever it's time. All right, I'm going to back up a little bit just to kind of give you some perspective of where we're going, where we came from, and then I'll get to the details of the desk. So this is where we started. And then we went to this table, and now we are to my video station, which is where I am when we're live on wherever we're live, YouTube or Facebook. And this is where I mostly keep things that I need to use for filming. So the lights are always set up. The stand is always set up. I like being by the window because it gives me the really good light. Those 2 3-pound weights keep that thing from falling over. It's just nice to have. And actually, when I moved over to the window, which was since the last time I filmed something like this for you, I meant to get clamps to clamp that down and not have to have the weights, and I just haven't gotten to it yet. You can see here are some other things that are going to get filmed today. So this is some stuff from the mini catalog. That's a cup of tea project. This is just a video I want to share with you about what I always make sure I have on hand. These little guys are from Stampin' Storage. They are part of your punch storage. They make it so that your little punches don't slide all the way in. I use them to go underneath a card when I'm taking a photograph of it so that it's elevated just a little bit. And then this desk, which is also IKEA. This is the Alex line. Oh, there's a bunch of paper there. Those are all retired 12 by 12s that I am planning on getting rid of. This is the drawer that I always tell you guys is just over to my left and has all my Stampin' stuff in it when we're filming. I'm mimicking my film voice. Anyway, it has dimensionals and my 10-second bow maker, and it just has duplicates of everything basically so that I have it right at hand when I need things. And then this drawer has almost nothing in it, just a coil and a few extra markers and some cutting items, but mostly I keep it so that this space is here, and anything that I want to just dump in there, like supplies that I don't want to keep up on the surface when I'm filming, those go there. And then the next drawer is adhesives and spray bottles that I haven't opened yet, adhesive refills, extra Stampin' mats, and a few other assorted things down here. This is not the most organized. These are props and things that I can use for either photographs or to create, but to put inside 3D projects. And those are just all sorts of things to help me with storage, and some vinyl gloves. Those two are more hot lights for when I need more light in here. I used to use them all the time in the basement. Haven't had to use them in Florida, which is great. There's my computer repair kit stuffed in what's left of it. It has been reduced to a Ziploc bag. And then there's just a few other microphones and cords in the back. So that is that desk there. So then backing up, we met round the corner and we get to my mail station and my desk where I do all of my website work. Basically, I have all the things that I need to like mail, and labels are over there in the corner. Up here is my black and white printer. My most used labels, oh, I'm killing the focus there, are stacked with a bookshelf guide to the left of the printer. And then I have my MacBook and my planner, and I always have water. I need to ship this. And then just, you know, things that I need on quickly. There's the new upcoming catalogs. I would show you inside, but I would get in trouble. And then this little set of drawers here is just because there are no drawers really that come with this desk. All of that stuff just has mailers and mailing things. So this is where basically this is my desk drawers. And nothing exciting, more planner kind of stuff. My business cards and lots of Post-its and tape are in there. And then down here, my label printer and my stapler and other miscellaneous notebooks. So nothing too exciting there as far as crafty stash goes. Our house shredder is there. And this is just extra tablecloth if I ever need it. You can see more mailing boxes are tucked behind there. Those are the extra large ones. And then we get to my glorious stamping table that I'm super happy with. I got this little shelving contraption off of Amazon, and then the bins are all from Target. I don't even know where that bottom tray is from. I've had it for so long. I keep repositionable tape and regular tape, although that needs to get filled. Regular Scotch tape right there. And then this is my industrial cutter, my pocketbook in the back, so I can grab it on my way. And then this area here is for creating. Those are my most used tools. I have my favorite ruler, my Stampin' Up! Trimmer, and my score blade, or scoring tool. Simply Scored. There we go. And then I have my scissors right here. This is a knife bar from IKEA. And I just keep the blade on that because it's magnetic and it works great. That's the garbage. And then down here, it's an assortment. It's an IKEA shelving unit on its side. The bins are Target, Amazon. And then these guys here are all Target. These are from the bathroom section. So are those. These ones, along with these ones that have the same print as the ones up top, are from just their basic storage area. And you can see I just keep my acrylic blocks in these two. I keep all my sticky stuff down there. This has less used tools. Adhesives go in here along with a couple miscellaneous things. And then all my embellishments are in here. These two trays came from the Container Store. And then my odd things are slotted in here. The front one is a punch. The white square is actually a vacuum cleaner. It's a tiny mini one that I can run over the table and scoop up all the bits. And then behind that is the corrugating tool. Inside, these two are just more tools and cleaners and things like that. You can see my active baby wipes are there. I already showed you over on the other side where the extras are. And then in this place right here is where I keep all of my envelopes. So that, I think, rounds you out. So then those are actually personal bins. That's there's no stamping stuff in there. It's just all personal items, but it made for good storage, which in a Florida home with no basement was very needed. So I'm just gonna, I hope this doesn't make you dizzy, but I'm just gonna give you one last roundabout tour. I'm gonna go past the window a little faster and back up so you can see. And you can see that I even keep the backdrop to my videos down because it just makes it easier. Oh, the sunlight's gonna kind of mess it up a little bit, but that gives you an idea. Yes, I do need to desperately put things on the walls. I just haven't found anything yet. And we're gonna be here for a very long time, so I'm just taking my sweet time deciding what to decorate with. So be sure to leave a comment below and let me know what your favorite storage item that you saw was. Thanks for watching today. I hope that the tips and tricks I showed you for organizing my crafty stash helps you organize yours. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you click that notification bell, you'll know every time that I post a new video. See you soon.